What's up, guys? It's your boy Ty. I'm back with another video. This video is gonna be about like defense and just like the state of defense. I don't know what my title is, but like just state of defense and basketball in general. No matter high school, middle school, any forms of NBA, any forms of just like why is defense like why just nobody care about it? No, I don't understand, bro. Like, 'cause I know I talked about this a little bit on my video last year when I was talking. Well, I wasn't talking. Well, I did talk in it, but I was reacting to the top 10 worst defenders by his name. I think his name's Aim Hoops, whatever. And yeah, I talked a little bit about like how just defense is like it's just so bad. But I'm elaborating more in this video. Oh, excuse me. I don't understand like what has happened to it, bro. Like literally, like you got to think about it. Like, there's so much stuff put in place nowadays to like just make it where it's a more scoring game, which don't make no sense to me. Because of course, the foundation of basketball, it's nigga, you learn how to shoot a ball, dribble, basic fundamentals, and part of the basic fundamentals is defense. Yes, it's way less skill to play defense than to shoot and all that stuff. But if it takes less effort, why don't more people do it? There shouldn't be. I think I know I said in that video that I did before last year, like why do we have two-way players? Like why do we only have a certain amount of two-way players? Everybody there should be no such thing. It should be a basketball player. Like it should be a fucking like how it's a struggle to become an all-star and I'm not struggle, but how it's such a fighting competition for the all-star and how it's such a fighting competition for the MVP and stuff like that, and to get to the finals, all that stuff. Why is it not that for defensive player of the year? Nigga, we have like a whole few people who are like defensive player of the defensive of the year. I can't talk. Defensive player of the year candidates. Like of course you have the all NBA with all defensive first team and second team, but it's still like the same people. Like it should be everybody. Like I don't understand that, bro. Like why is it so crippled? Like defense literally is crippled. Like just you can't play defense nowadays. Like you got these players like Harden and shit that can draw fucking a million fouls every time he touches the ball and shit. And I just don't understand it, bro. Like people will talk about players like Pat Bev and stuff. And here's another thing too. I was actually thinking about making a video just about that, but I'm not going to. But like just about casual basketball fans. I'm not acting like I know everything, but I feel that I know a good amount about the game at this point in my life. I've been every day, every year I learn more about the game and fall even more in love with it and stuff. And I keep learning. But it's like I know most of these people. The shit they say sounds like casuals, like especially on Instagram and stuff. You got like it's not their fault, but like on ESPN, Slam Hoops, Slam, House of Highlights, Sports Center, ESPN, whenever these things post about something and like it'd be players like Pat Bev and shit, and like I just hate casual fans. They'll be trying to say like, oh, he can't play defense. Like I remember when Westbrook said that I think it was last year that Pat Bev just runs around. Like, stop it. Literally, the nigga is a good defender. Yeah, he fouls at times. I'm not saying he doesn't. Yes, the nigga fouls sometimes. Everybody fouls, but he's actually a really good defender. He's just the state of basketball right now, and shit probably gonna stay. It cripples you. Like, nigga, you can't. They took away hand checking. Like, I never understood it. Why would you take away hand checking? That's stupid. Like, just because you have your hand on somebody like that, why does that help? I feel like that's helping, that's been, like I said, benefiting the offensive person, the people who play offense more, or just the offensive person in general. Like, that don't make no sense. Like, just because you have your hand on somebody and shit, a nigga can still hit that shit right off and still score on you. Like, when I played basketball when I was in school and stuff, like, that still happened. Like, it didn't matter. Somebody was still going to score. It didn't matter just because you had your hand on somebody. Like, but that, as a defender, because, like I've said, that's why I really love defense. I mean, of course I like offense too, but like, when I played basketball, I really loved defense. I didn't care if I didn't score and stuff. I was a selfless team player. I could get the assists and stuff. Now I ain't gotta get assists. I could literally just be out there to play defense and help out my team. Help defense, get rebounds, just help contribute to the win, and do stuff, that isn't always on the stat sheet. But players like they don't like niggas, niggas in basketball are disgusting. They don't like that. Like, that's kind of like a player that Pat Bev is. He plays good defense, or when he can, because you can't really get close. You can't, literally like nigga can't get close at all. But you know, he plays when he can. He gives good energy on the defensive end. He plays good help D. He does what he can. Like he nigga gets rebounds, bro. Like he does what he can for his team. A player like him, Marcus Smart, Draymond, like niggas, you niggas are really casuals, bro. And I hate all these casual basketball fans, bro. That try to say that he's not like niggas like Draymond, Pat Bev, Marcus Smart aren't good. Like nigga, first of all, they're in the NBA, so like all these young niggas that are talking about them, they're in the NBA. They would bust your ass. Second, like I said, you can't really play defense. So for them to even be good defenders still and be somewhat successful is amazing because you can't really play defense because basketball's not designed for you to play defense no more. And three, like nigga, you would love to have them on your team. You'd love to have any player like that on your team. Like literally, like they try the best that they can, bro. But I just hate, and another reason I just hate casuals because it's like, nigga, that's how I know you're a casual because if you don't, you just just pay attention and sit there and look what they do. A nigga like Draymond, yeah, he's not fucking scoring crazy. Nigga would still get triple doubles. I mean, be 10-10-10. I mean, but that's still a stat. I mean, it's still a stat. But like a player like Draymond, this nigga is basically the point guard. Especially when we had KD, he was basically the point guard of the fucking team. Like nigga, Steph and them didn't have to worry. Steph didn't have to worry about getting no fucking assists. That nigga had Draymond. Like you had a nigga like Draymond, very selfless, does not care, very selfless, setting screens, making sure KD, Steph, and Clay got their shots. Like, come on now, like nigga, for niggas to say he's not good and nigga is a nigga. I guess you could argue, yeah, he shouldn't have been an All-Star. I mean, yeah, but he still contributed to those rings heavily, especially. He contributed to the 2016 year. Even though we lost, he still contributed a great amount. Him and Clay playing that good D. Especially in 2015, like you had players like him and Iguodala. Like why do niggas talk about players like that? Like a nigga like Draymond, it doesn't make sense. Like nigga, you would love to have him on your team because he's a very, very selfless. He's a very vocal leader. Like nigga, he's a leader of the Warriors. Nigga, and if you think he's not, then that's not. No, you don't know fucking basketball. Nigga, he's obviously the leader of the Warriors. Yeah, yes, Steph is the best player. That doesn't mean he's the leader. You can be you can be the best player and not be the leader, bro. Like Draymond's the leader, bro. That nigga is the one holding everybody accountable, holding himself accountable. Nigga, very vocal on offense and defense. Like, yeah, he's not scoring, but nigga, he's still making sure niggas go where they need to go there. Like, cause that's what he does, nigga. And he's literally, I'm gonna be honest, he didn't start, cause no, but he helped. I know you gotta admit that he helped like pave the way for these modern day bigs, these power forwards that are fucking point forwards basically and shit. Nigga, he didn't create a nigga like Jokic. I'm not saying he created anybody, but I'm just saying he's one of the first. Let me say that one of the first niggas that be that new ideal big man. Yeah, he's shorter than most, but like niggas able to play center, help with the small ball lineup. Like niggas able to defend multiple positions. First of all, and another thing, not first off, but another thing that those are the best defenders in my opinion. Like motherfucker that's able to, like a motherfucker like Giannis or even AD, but Giannis is a little faster than AD. Like Giannis that can literally guard your point guard you the perimeter, and come to the paint and guard you backing him down and you trying to go up on him and so he can still block your shot. Like that, that's a versatile defender. That's literally a defender that's doing it all. He's doing that, nigga. Of course, he's gonna be good in the help defense side. He'd be good at just not even getting, not even necessarily getting block shots. Just nigga, somebody going up on him, he can make you miss, and then that's not necessarily, that's not a stat, but he's still making you miss. Good contester, like. But yeah, just the state of the state of defense and basketball is just, I don't like how it is, bro. Like we're not able to play this shit at all. It's too many fucking bullshit ass fouls called on the defender. Like nigga, you can't get close. Like what's the point then? Nigga, you really literally how it is. You might as well just have it where one team comes down and scores, and then the other team. Well, really, you should just have it. You should just have it like this. Nobody guard nobody. Just literally let the other team, do whatever they do. Run down their score. Then y'all get the ball, throw it in, and then they let y'all score. That's basically how motherfuckers want it to be because they don't want defense. I just said niggas don't play defense at all, zero. But it's like they don't, or niggas really don't care about it. Like like I've heard in basketball, I heard like people try to justify NBA players and stuff, and even just anybody like high school middle school players. Niggas are saying this, but I'm gonna say specifically for the NBA. Niggas, they'll be like, oh well, since he has to do so much on offense, he takes a break and sags on defense. Like nigga, then you shouldn't be in the NBA. You shouldn't be playing basketball, like, because that's a basic skill of basketball. It's literally easier to play defense. Well, I mean, I say that because in the NBA, that shit is fucking hard. You got to guard a nigga like Kyrie and shit. But I mean, you can't guard him anyway because nigga, if you by chance lock him up, he's gonna fucking if you by chance lock him up, he's gonna jump into you and shit, and then that's a foul. That blood was fouling you, even though you trying to play defense and shit, or you just so happen to lock him up. But I mean, you still got a nigga like Kyrie anyway, and then go around the screens and shit, and or just even straight up ISO, it's still hard to guard. But that shouldn't take away from no defense. Some niggas that's another thing. Some people probably scared because they don't want to get crossed and stuff, which is like, nigga, don't be scared. Nigga, you can be like I said, you can be way more confident on defense though than you can be on offense, bro. Because like, nigga, if you don't know, damn, I may not be able to make this three. You at least can know there's a higher chance you can lock up that player though, like lock up their best player, so you can lock up that person. But like, just like since we're in such the modern day, everybody shoot threes era, which I mean I don't really necessarily care. It's just like, yeah, because I don't really because I know that's how the game is, and I don't know. It's like, because sometimes when I say stuff, I kind of say this stuff, I kind of almost sound like an old head, and nigga, I'm only 21 years old, far from a fucking old head. But it's like, when these old heads say like in the 80s and 90s defense was better, I kind of agree, because in a way it was better. Not to say that there wasn't, most of it. I would say it was just more times than not it was good defense. But some of them times, a good portion of them, a lot of often times, motherfuckers playing WB and stuff and clotheslining someone and stuff, and that's like the bad boy pitches. That's not defense. Yes, they play defense for the most part, but some of the time when the niggas go up, like Jordan go up, and you really got to clothesline him, throw the damn rock bottom and throw him to the ground. That's not basketball, bro, and it's not defense at all. You literally just can't guard him, so you have to foul and hurt this man. But for the most part, I just feel like, yeah, that even early 2000s and shit, niggas play defense more. It was just more defense. But I know, and I've heard they said, well, they don't want they don't want these low scoring games, 85, 86. They want a 130, 140 game, which I understand, but it's like, it shouldn't fucking matter. Like, nigga, like, it shouldn't matter. Like, because you should want to play defense. You should want to play defense just for this reason alone. So yeah, let's say you care, all you care about is getting your points and scoring and stuff. But shouldn't you at least want to get a stop and lock someone up so you can get that ball back? But nah, niggas just don't want to play defense. That don't make sense, bro. Like yeah, motherfuckers like Harden, Trae Young, they get slack and shit. That's why, I mean, Harden kind of got better. He's getting, he's getting a little more decent at defense at this year, but no, by no means like a fucking really good defender. But he's getting better, not as much as a liability. But like that's why that's another reason why I didn't want to really be like a channel like like I said, like Low and Be Souls and them, because like I don't want to like have to do a list like a top 50 players in the NBA and stuff, or just a top 10 players, anything. Because first of all that stuff's opinion in my opinion. Although like I've said about things like all those, even you make a top 10 list, you should say my opinion in the title, because it's still opinion, because it's all opinion, because this player could be better than this player, but because his stats say this, then he's better. No, that doesn't matter. So I don't be caring. But the reason I couldn't do that, because I know people would get mad about how I would say stuff, because I'm not finna say a Harden. Yeah, I'm not finna say like Harden, Kyrie, Luka is better than like a fucking Giannis, Ben Simmons. And the reason I say that is because those players are way more all around. They do way more better things than those other players on the court. It's just the fact that, of course, they can't shoot the best. So y'all would say those niggas are better. But I'd be like, if you want to be honest, they're only really better at scoring. We got a nigga like Giannis, Ben Simmons plays elite level defense. They try to rebound. They rebound. I guess you could say at elite level, but it's still really good rebounders. Fucking well, I mean, Giannis passes the ball. He can get them assists, but more of Ben Simmons why gets assists. Fucking what else? I mean, you know everything that goes with basketball. I mean, it's not that much shit that goes in basketball. Like but you know what I'm saying? Like they're playing defense. They're scoring. I mean, with the scoring, but they're not necessarily making less jump shots, but they're still scoring though. But like, no, you just can't say those players are better because because they literally don't do everything. They literally don't do everything better than those players like Giannis. They just score more and they can shoot way better and shit. But that's literally the only thing. Like they're not way better, better players than them because they're not. Like those niggas like Giannis and they do way more. And that's why I know I've said this in the video before, but like they give way more effort than those niggas. Those niggas they don't play defense, so they're a liability, and therefore there's a flaw in their game. Just like how everyone's gonna have flaws in the game, but just like how there's flaws in Giannis in them game, but they still do way more complete things in the game of basketball versus Harden in them because they're really mainly just scoring. That's really all they do. They're not gonna lock your ass up and give that effort because you know how hard it is to try to lock the best player on somebody's team up. Like that shit's hard and that takes more effort. That's why. And that's another thing. I don't know why all these players be like, oh, I grew up modeling my game after Kobe, like a nigga like Kyrie, Dame, but like y'all not Kobe. Y'all may have his mentality and shit, his killer instinct on offense, but y'all don't have it. You don't have that Mamba mentality as a whole. Like you're not gonna fucking sit down and lock up a nigga on offense, but then you're not gonna fuck his ass up on offense and fuck him up on defense too. You're not gonna do that. But that's how a Kobe Jordan type player would. Them niggas are going to lock your ass up. They're gonna try to give you as much points, fucking 30, 40 plus. They're trying to give you as much points as possible, but also lock you up too. They wanna. That's just what the best do. That's why motherfucker LeBron really, even if you could say he's the best player in the league because I mean niggas doing everything. He's shooting threes, niggas playing good defense, rebounding, all that shit. Like you really could say that. Versus like, I mean, nigga like fucking Luka. Like Luka's raw offensively, but like he's not playing defense. So like, how can y'all say he's better? But you know, these just all my opinions. I'm just saying because I know people get mad about that stuff, but it's like. Because, you know, a lot of people are just very closed-minded. They don't want to listen to nothing. They're very closed-minded about stuff. They don't want to listen to nothing at all. They don't care. They don't want to listen to nothing somebody has to say. Excuse me, no opinions, none of that. Like, of course, it don't make sense to me, but, I mean, that's how people are. Like, that's why I be saying people have casual mentalities. They just thinking like a casual. Like, nigga, use some logic to why you think this nigga is better than him. Break it down. Why the fuck think of KD, especially the old KD? Niggas trying to say old KD was better than Bron. No. Like, you know, like KD, like OKC and shit before he went to the Warriors. Because when he was in the Warriors, we helped his defense. Like, we helped his defense get way better. He was a way better defender and shit. But, like, just break it down. Like, yeah, if this nigga, like a LeBron type player, if he's doing everything, or as much stuff he's supposed to do in the game of basketball that one person could do, being very all around. How can you say an all around player is not better than a fucking mainly just a scorer play? Like I'm just saying, but I contribute all this no defense to fucking. I contribute all it to my favorite player and shit. You know, changing the game. Even though it's not his fault that this nigga is a raw ass shooter. It's not. It's crazy how I love really the defense, but Steph's my favorite player. But Steph is actually, he ain't no slouch on defense. He ain't as much a slouch as people think. He's not. Nigga is a decent team defender, you know, on ball. He has his moments, you know, when he's just one-on-one man defense. You know, he's decent. He's not good ever. I'm never gonna say that, but he's straight. But yeah, you know, like Steph, you know, changing the game, making it where everything's really 3-3-3 oriented. I mean, I try to say orientated, but I said it. Everything's like 3-3-3, crazy. Everyone shoot a three, and it's just like it went all the way down to affecting the kids. Like my little brother that I be helping with basketball, that nigga, he's 12, and he doesn't think like this because I've told him this is what you have to do, and especially since his favorite player is Paul George, and he sees Paul George plays both sides of the ball in a high level. But yeah, he plays basketball. He's a good shooter and shit, but he also plays really good defense too. I tell him don't ever Number thing I told him to, don't ever worry about if you can't get your offense going. Just make sure you play good defense. Who cares if you miss a shot? Get back on defense. So, most kids but dang, and just get back and be all mad and stuff and don't really play defense. And look, they scored on you. But I make sure that he plays good defense because the offense is gonna come, but make sure you play good defense as well. And then because you don't want to get messed up, and then you want to make sure you're always playing both sides of the ball. Because I guarantee you, a coach is gonna want a player that plays both sides of the ball and does everything and dives on the ground, all that stuff. There's no way they wouldn't. They're not that stupid. They know coaches that stupid. But but so he's the exception. My little brother's the exception. But a lot of kids nowadays, they don't care about that. Niggas literally just care about straight, let me get my scoring, that's all. Let me score 50. That's really all niggas care about. Literally, I think, was it? I think this might have been, no, this is 2019. Dang, it feels like last year because 2020 was such a bad year. I be thinking, so like summer 2020, sometime almost 2 years ago, a year or so ago, I was watching some of my little brother, because I love basketball, so I'll be watching stuff about NBA and high school basketball players and stuff. And it was high school basketball players, all the top recruits or whatever. They was doing something with Slam. I think it was something like when Slam was doing the they had them what was they doing? It was in New York or something. I think at Rucker Park or something. And it was doing a little Slam event and stuff. And that's why you had like Jalen Green and Josh Christopher, stuff like that. And it was one player, I forgot that nigga name. But I can't remember. But it was one player. He was one of the top players that are there. This nigga literally was why do I need to play? He was like, what I need to play defense for is if I can score, that's all I need. I told my little brother, I was like, bro, don't have that. Please don't have that mentality, bro. Don't. And this dude's he's a little younger than me, but he's still older than my brother. But so I can't say he's a kid because nigga, he's probably 18 now. So nigga, you're just a little younger than me. But that's just a nasty mentality. But that's how a lot of kids. That's a lot of kids, fucking NBA players, probably some college. A lot of people think about basketball nowadays. Literally, even goes to dang. Freaking, I still got it right here. I believe say 2K, even goes to 2K, don't nobody care. Nobody, niggas not gonna make no two-way threat or nothing like that. They're gonna make a fucking pure sharp. That, excuse me. Well, at least on current gen, on the PS4 and whatever previous 2Ks. Well, let me say that the old gen. Well, it's still current. No, you can't say current. Because I have next gen, so I didn't want to say next gen because kind of the builder system on next gen, you can kind of fucking have an all around player a little bit. But that's just so on 2K16, no, can't say 16. It's 17 is kind of the same build. So let me say 18, 19, 2K20 and the current gen 21, all those 2Ks. I literally remember niggas just making, since you couldn't have a full all-around build, basically. I mean, you could, because, there was BS where you could make shots and stuff. But anyway, most people's builds was two-way, it was them shot creator, because, you can have two archetypes, so it'd be a shot creator or a pure sharp. People make builds like that, because that's all niggas care about. All niggas care about is offense nowadays. It's want to shoot three. That's all everybody want to do. So why you think so many teams, like when the Rockets, when back when they had Harden and all this stuff, nigga, they was killing, just shooting threes. Nigga, whole NBA team shooting crazy amount of threes. Cause that's how basketball is nowadays. Nobody want to play defense. Everything's offense oriented, and I hate that. Cause I don't understand. I'm not saying defense should be just big on a high pedestal. There should be no offense, just straight defense. Because nobody win the game. You'd be locking each other up back and forth. But it's nigga, you have to lock someone up. Like I said, just for the fact if you want to get the ball back. They literally tell people in football like that. Let's get the ball back. Literally, that's what you do in offense as you do in defense in basketball. I don't understand why especially nowadays it's just. Nobody wants to see defense. I understand it may not be exciting, but it's it can be, but maybe not right now because since in the NBA since you can't have fans. But nigga, you can't tell me somebody getting a good with the crowd hype and stuff. You at home and somebody no matter if it's high school, middle school, anything, you at home and you're at home playing, and then you get a good steal, and you're like, yeah, good steal or block or something. That's entertaining. I mean, I understand it's not gonna be, that's not the whole game, but it's like, I don't know, defense deserves way more respect. It needs to be utilized way more, like, because it's a basic part of basketball. When you learn to dribble a ball, shoot, you learn to play defense. You learn to, let me make sure I stop this dude. Like that's how basketball is. I don't understand why it's like that. I don't understand why it's like that now. Like you need to be able to play defense. And I mean, by saying this video, I just wanted to rant. I'm sure people agree with me, and I'm not saying it's like I want to change the basketball, because I mean I do want to change. There's a lot of stuff with basketball now that I want to change, but it's not gonna happen. Like they're not gonna just change defenses. I'm not delusional, and I already know they're not gonna change their defense and stuff. They're not gonna make it where defense is more, more thing. You just nobody care about that. Everyone wants to shoot three. They want a 130 game. They don't want an 85, 86. Even though nigga that's better, because I mean you want to see. I want to see a nigga lock them. I don't want to see, because that gets boring. I know I can't be the only one to think that's nasty. Where, oh well, if the niggas just scoring back to back, like it's fun and exciting to see these two star players go back to back, shoot three after three, and you know how we have the NBA duels, like seeing them go back and forth. But like my opinion, if I'm a star player or whatever, I'm trying to bust your ass on offense, but then when I get back on defense, I'm trying to make sure you don't score nothing on defense. That's just me. I just feel that defense should be utilized more, because it's a basic part of basketball, and it deserves to be utilized. Like you can't just, motherfuckers really just acting like they don't need it, but you do. Like you can't just not play defense. Like I said, there literally should be no defensive player. I mean, it should be a defensive player, but it should be like no niggas who are like a Kawhi, Paul George, Ben Simmons, who are like Giannis, who are like regarded as, oh, these such great elite defenders. And they should be able to say that about everybody. Just how we have Harden, have a nigga like Harden and stuff. Top player Luka, top player, oh, Jokic. They should be really good defenders too, because then that makes their game even more complete, so they don't have as much flaws. Because yeah, nigga, literally, like a nigga like Harden has everything. And Harden can do it, because Harden's playing point guard for the Nets now, so he's basically, I mean, he's the point, so he can pass that shit, he can get rebounds, all that. Literally, that's the only thing missing from Harden's game. That nigga had Giannis defense. There's nothing you can say about him, and it doesn't matter. Imagine the competition, because if there's more defense, if everybody was a really, really good defender, then that would be making the MVP even harder, because everybody's locking niggas up when they're playing the games and stuff. And then it would be harder for maybe this person to average that much points. So whoever becomes the MVP, that's even more of an accomplishment, because you had to fight through everybody, because everybody's good defenders and stuff. But sad to say, it's not gonna ever happen. It's never gonna be niggas who care about defense like that. Defense is not gonna be cared about as much as offense. No, niggas not gonna care about. Not going to. Some people do. Like I said, I know people still play it. It's not fucking gone at all. People still play defense, but it's like, it should be done more. It should be done way more. And there shouldn't be BS calls in basketball nowadays when you can't get close to someone and make it where it's harder to play defense, because it literally makes it hard for the team. They're like, hey, let's get a stop. Like, you can't do none of that. You can't get a stop if they're killing you. I mean, if they're killing your offense, and the game nowadays is designed for you not to be able to guard them, and for y'all to just score on each other back to back. Like, come on, like, it's just horrible. But anyway, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. I'm sure you guys will agree with me in the comment section below. For the 3 people I got on the channel. I mean, I know I have more than that, but like, I don't get the views like that. For the few people that watching me, if y'all can, make sure y'all comment what type of videos I want to see next. I just trying to do as much as I can on all my channels, bro. Trying to make my dream come true, bro. I appreciate you guys, the few that watch me. Like, comment, subscribe, and yeah.